I'm going to be covering, first of all, what are the advantages of obtaining a stock market listing. But it's not all advantages. There are some disadvantages also, and I will cover those. We'll have a look at the key stages for an IPO, an initial public offering. And we'll have a look at the main methods as to how you might obtain a listing, whether it's through an offer for sale, an offer for subscription, a placing, an intermediary's offer, an introduction, or a reverse takeover. The listing rules are quite complex, and we'll go through those. There are also some minimum requirements that you need if you want to list your company on the stock market. And to do so, if you're listing on the main stock market, you're going to need a prospectus. And we'll have a look at the contents of a prospectus. There are various obligations of the sponsor who's going to assist through this whole process. The sponsor is the investment bank that's going to provide assistance and coordinate the whole process. And once you're listed on the stock market, there are various continuing obligations that have to be adhered to. And we'll have a look at the class tests that need to be applied if you're doing an acquisition or disposal. In addition to the main stock market in the UK, we have the alternative investment market also, which has less requirements than the main market. And we'll also have a look at that. And there's an alternative market also called the AQSE, the Aquis market, the Aquis Stock Exchange. And we'll quickly go through that also. So that's basically what I'll be covering in this webinar. Then we can have a placing. This is where we basically sell the shares or market the shares to a selected number of quite large investors. And these will be from the institutional contacts that the issuing house, the investment bank, basically has. So this is a very specific way of issuing shares to particular sophisticated large investors. A placing is less expensive than doing an offer for sale. And it's a much quicker process than also a public offering, where you're not offering the shares to the public, you're offering them to a particular batch of large investors. Also, the ongoing costs of maintaining a share register are lower because we have a smaller number of quite large shareholders rather than the general public with many, many different shareholders. And we can target our investment base much better in this placing process. So a placing is quite a good way of doing a listing.